We are the painters of our world. We are creators. We decide what goes.
Welcome to the Educate.Elevate.podcast. I'm your host, Danny Morrison. I'm excited you're here because we have a special episode in store for you. As you know, in every episode, we explore topics designed specifically to help Black and African American students of all ages see that there is nothing they can't achieve, no dream they can't realize, if they know where to start. For some of you, your dream is to attend a historically Black college or university, or HBCU. HBCUs provide Black students with a strong sense of community that is really hard to beat. They also have a long history of fostering student success through small class sizes, on-campus support, and mentoring. Plus, HBCU alumni networks are extensive, offering students connections from coast to coast. There are many reasons to consider an HBCU, but figuring out how to get started can be tough. Luckily, as we've discussed here before, California community colleges have guaranteed transfer opportunities to universities nationwide, including HBCUs. And if you're worried about costs, these transfer pathways help you save time and money by ensuring you take the right courses every step of the way. Plus, scholarships, grants, and financial aid are available to support your journey as well. Still, for many students, going to an HBCU can seem out of reach. So in order to help spread the word about our HBCU transfer program and the financial support available to most students, we recently went on a little road trip, making stops at 11 community colleges across California. The 2024 edition of the HBCU Caravan gave students in every corner of the state a unique opportunity to meet directly with representatives from nearly 20 historically Black colleges and universities. Each stop gave students information about HBCU academic programs, campus life, financial aid, transfer opportunities, and much more. There were also workshops, networking opportunities, and discussions with HBCU students and alumni. Students even had the chance to apply to participating HBCUs on the spot. But instead of telling you about the HBCU Caravan, we decided to show you. I had the opportunity to join the Caravan during its stop at Sacramento City College. I saw firsthand the power and possibilities the California community colleges provide for students interested in transferring to an HBCU. So take a look and listen for yourself as we take this edition of the Educate.Elevate podcast on the road. We are here with Dr. Arynn Auzout. She oversees the HBCU transfer pathways for California community colleges. How you doing today?
I'm doing amazing.
So we're here at the CCC to HBCU Caravan, and I am so excited of what I've seen so far. Tell us all about it. Why is this so exciting?
So this is an annual outreach that we do every year. So this is our big to-do. And what makes it so special is that we're bringing at least like over 10, 15, sometimes 20 of our HBCU partners. So admissions recruiters from our campuses all the way from the South and the East Coast to a California community college. And so the host campus provides the space and the opportunity for students to really connect with the HBCUs and learn more. Because all of these campuses are out of state, they're not always accessible for that face-to-face interaction to really get to know the institution. So it's a great opportunity to learn more and also even get accepted on site, get offered a scholarship as well. So it's just great opportunities all around, no matter at what phase or point the student is in.
So what are some of the biggest advantages to going to an HBCU?
There are lots of advantages. HBCUs provide a very unique cultural hotbed of experiences. So not just the academic, because you can get a bachelor's degree anywhere at this point. But for those students that are looking for more than just the degree, but access to an amazing network, not just from that specific institution, but all HBCUs. There's this familial connection amongst over 100 HBCUs. Students that want to feel seen in the classroom and outside of the classroom, that sense of belonging on that institution, on that campus, from that professor. So that sense of value that I belong here. I belong in this major, in this program, in this institution, and there's no question about it. Students at HBCUs, they can find this unique combination of love from their institution, from their professors, the administrators, and sometimes that looks like that soft, loving care, and other times it's a little challenging. It's, pushing you out of your comfort because they know that you can excel beyond than where you are right now.
I love all of that. So what makes the transfer pathway from a California community college to an HBCU so unique?
Well, it's definitely the first of its kind at this statewide level. There had previously been articulation agreements individually between colleges and HBCUs, but this is at the statewide level. So all California community college students can benefit, and it's guaranteed admission to any of those partner HBCUs. So it's not just admission. We also provide the support for the student from the point of application to and through graduation from that HBCU.
So tell us, what are some of the advantages of starting at a California community college and then transferring to an HBCU?
Sure, there are quite a few. First, it can definitely save the student money. Completing those first 30 transferable units or that ADT at the California Community College first can definitely save the student money. It can also give the student some time for that personal development. Explore what type of major or career without wasting, that tuition and that time in the 4-year university setting. So it can really provide that time to really develop and mature so that they can be ready for transfer and be actually focused and prepared to really excel when they transfer.
So HBCUs seem like they're more popular than ever these days. What do you think is behind such a renewed interest?
Well, HBCUs have kind of gone through waves of interest over the years, over the decades. And I would say most recently, it would have been 2020 with all of the really racial and civic and civil challenges and issues. Students were they were craving a need of belonging. Like, where can I go and feel safe? Not just beyond the academics, but where can I actually go and feel safe and protected as a person, as a Black person? And so HBCUs, the B stands for Black, historically Black colleges and universities, but they've always been open to anyone who wants to attend. And so although the focus in the start was for Black students, any student that goes there will still feel and experience that love and support. So in such a challenging time, such safe havens were discovered, and they've always been there.
Now, someone's watching right now or listening, and give them some advice. Tell them where to go. Tell them what to do to find out information about an HBCU.
A couple of places. For sure that I can go to college website, lots of information and tools on the website, the transfer search tool if a student is completing an associate's degree for transfer. But then on the ground, go to your counselor, your transfer center, ask them about the HBCU transfer pathway and the options that are available. If you are an Emoja student, talk to your counselor or coordinator there, ask them about an HBCU tour. But those are the places where you can get started.
So we are here with Isaiah Banford, just accepted to Benedict College. How's it feel?
Man, it feels crazy. It's like, it's one of those feelings that it's like, can't believe I accomplished it. It took a lot to get here.
So what made you come out here today?
Honestly, just trying to strive for a better life, get up out of my environment, kind of just raise my consciousness and just try my hand at something new.
Now, there's a lot of young people watching right now that might want to do the same thing you do. What advice would you give them to do?
Man, just come to college. No matter how hard it is, just keep going. It pays off in the end. It's just all these late night hours and things like that, and working with the professors. I didn't get here today from just my work, but a lot of people poured into me. So just keep going.
So why was it important for you to go to an HBCU?
Honestly, for me, I just want to kind of get that experience. I want to get into a fraternity. I want to pledge. I kind of want to just go out there. It's bigger Black population, more in the South. So I kind of just want to get back to my people and kind of like, and just, make that connection.
Now, you're saying it took a lot to get to where you are today. Tell us a little bit about your story.
A little bit about my story is from 17 to 22, I was incarcerated in a maximum security prison on a 4-yard with none but lifers. I came home around 2023 of the summertime. I was able to get released because I got my high school diploma and I was taking college classes on that journey. So like when I say it took a lot to get here, it really took a lot to get here, from the rejections in the jobs, learning how to just work iPhone, computer, laptop, things like that, and just kind of get back acclimated into society.
Now tell us about your plans. Once you're all done, education complete, what then?
Education complete, law school. Yeah, definitely. I'm a political science major, so I'm definitely going to be in law school, trying to make some changes, trying to, help people that was like me, kind of reach one, teach one.
So tell us, how has a community college changed your life?
Honestly, just having all these networks, I'm around so many people that care, that so many people want to see me succeed once they hear my story and where I came from. They kind of just inspire me every day, to be be better. Even when I want to give up sometimes and not, do this or that, but that's like one of the things from the community college that I've took from them.
Now, I understand the profession that you're getting into. You want to reach back and help those that are going through what you have gone through. What would you say to that other Isaiah out there that's going through it right now? What would you say to that person?
Man, to keep going. It's not over. It's something that, you got to have perseverance, and you're going to have to sacrifice. You can't live, I won't say you can't live on two sides of the fence. Either you're going to go to school or you're going to go the other direction. But if you're serious about coming to go in the right direction, then you need to be on a campus, trying to better your life. Try to separate yourself from people that don't want to see you win. That's what I would tell them.
This is Isaiah Banford, new student at Benedict College, HBCU, Educate.Elevate.podcast. We're here with Jasmin Hurling Spears. She is the transfer admissions coordinator with Bowie State University. So tell us, what's so unique about attending an HBCU?
The family feel, you don't get that anywhere else. You are going to find somebody that reminds you of your grandma, your mama, your great-grandmama, your cousin, your favorite cousin, and a cousin you don't like. With that being said, again, everybody at an HBCU is just there to make sure you get in and get out and then have a great time as well.
Oftentimes we hear about the great alumni network at HBCUs. Tell us about the one at Bowie State and how they can gain access to that network.
All right, so alumni is the difference between potentially having a job versus not having a job. Many times, once you are a proud graduate of whatever university, Bowie State, Hampton, Howard, the list goes on, you can ensure that there's going to be probably somebody in that room that is going to vouch for you, no matter if they know you or they don't know you. It's all about the connections. So for career advice, we have a career center on campus that teaches men how to tie ties, ladies how to go to interviews. A lot of times you don't know that if you weren't trained to do that growing up. So that career center is going to be crucial. They also offer job fairs, and that's where you can find internships while you're an undergraduate student, or a job as you are coming out of school as well. And so when you are making those connections through the different job opportunities on campus, and when you hit that alumni connection as well, you're going to find somebody that kind of just puts you in their pocket and say, okay, I'm going to make sure you get from point A to point B safely, and then we're going to make sure you do it with grace. And I think that is one of the biggest differences that an alumni can provide, is they give you that grace part, because the Career Center just gets you from point A to point B, but the alumni make sure that you are gaining that information and you're receiving it in a way that is not coming off as harsh criticism. And again, they're making sure you have the ability to understand it, internalize it, and then you're able to move forward with the next step, whatever that may be.
We all could use some grace sometimes, right?
Absolutely.
So are there any deadlines that students should be aware of when it comes to the HBCU transfer program?
Yes. So there are many deadlines students need to be aware of, starting from the FAFSA, when that opens and when it closes. And then if you're looking for admission purposes, as a California student, there is a deadline of January 31st. And that, again, is going to be a very critical deadline, because that, again, is going to get you admitted before a lot of other normal HBCU deadlines, which means you're going to be considered for scholarships as well as housing as well.
So if a student wants to go to an HBCU, why is a California community college ideal as the first place to start?
Because you're getting your prereqs out of the way. You're kind of figuring out what you like, what you don't like, what you want to major in. Coming out of high school, a lot of students do not know what they really want to do. They say, oh, I want to be a doctor. But then they take a college-level biology class, and they're like, oh, it's not for me. So you're doing that here where you're home, where the cost is a lot more affordable versus you're going across the country. So I think when you start in a community college in California, you're giving yourself the best opportunity. That way, when you transfer in, you know your goal is just to graduate. You have those 2 years, sometimes even less than 2 years, to truly finish and get that degree that you started out to get.
So there's a student watching or listening right now that feels that they can't get there and HBCU is out of reach for them. What advice would you give that student that is checking out this podcast today?
One, never give up hopes and dreams. Because you're starting at a California community college, you have access to over 30 guaranteed admission schools for the most part. So again, understanding what that partnership means is going to be critical for knowing that you can get a degree from an HBCU. But also there are certain HBCUs that will offer online programs. So say you don't necessarily want to leave California, but you still want that degree from an HBCU, look at some of those online programs that are offered where, again, that gives you the best of both worlds. You're staying in California, but your degree will say Bowie State. It'll say Howard University. It'll say Morehouse. So again, there's so many options. You just have to keep your mind open to it and don't get discouraged through the process.
We are here with LaShante, and she is from Santa Rosa Community College. How are you?
I'm great. How are you?
I'm good. So why are you here?
I am here to dive into culture and education, just wanting more, wanting deeper.
Tell us a little bit more about, what do you mean you want more? More for your life, more for your family? What do you mean?
More ammunition to be a powerful force to contribute to my society wherever I am.
So why an HBCU?
There's rich culture, diversity, color, flavor, music, and I just want all of it so that I can soak it in and give it back. I want to learn and grow and take people with me. We came in a caravan from Santa Rosa Junior College. I want to be the caravan for people.
You are amazing. That's beautiful. You know, there's a lot of misconceptions out there about community college. They say that's not real college, and you hear all that stuff. Give me your experience with community college and why it's such a positive thing for you.
If you want to graduate to something, community college is the stepping stone. It is a place of nurturance in terms of what you came to the community with, but there are so many resources. There's developmental resources, there's psychological resources, there's health resources, and there are so many clubs and groups that you can become a part of. You really find yourself. As soon as you come out of high school, you're still finding yourself, but you can grow yourself in the community colleges. And there's so many pathways to be put on. And if you talk to a counselor, they're right at your feet, pushing you forward, moving you along. And your teachers, they give you so many resources, but they're also there for you as people. And so when you step into a classroom, you're not a name, you're not a number. You are an individual person, and you are going to make a difference.
There's someone watching right now, someone listening right now that have the same aspirations as you. What would you say to them today?
Come, dine, dig in, and be ready for whatever you're going to produce. Produce love, produce joy, produce education for others to just give back. We need to give back. We need to be nurtured, and giving back to little people, giving back to older individuals who aspire to something more. We need it. So we have to be it.
So we are here with Derrick. He is the Director of Recruitment and Outreach with Lane College. It seems as though over the last few years there's been sort of an uprising of popularity with HBCUs. Tell us about it. You're on campus. Tell the listeners in the audience about the HBCU experience.
It's a great experience for our students, not only students of color, but all students that enroll, especially on our campus. We've got several organizations. We have Greek fraternities and sororities. We have chess clubs. We have forensics clubs, debate team. We have what we call the Luminosity group. They are problem solvers. They think outside of the box. They go to several conferences throughout the year. We have athletics, cheer, choir, band, you name it. We have academic support groups. We have a group called Lane Institute. They support students. They track and monitor their academic progress throughout the year to make sure that they are on track to graduate on time. We have a chaplain on campus. We have pool parties, Madden tournaments, 2K tournaments.
Wow.
You name it. We also are working on an esports group. We have a room dedicated to that. And so we plan on competing in that and offering scholarships for that. Additionally, we have other student resources. We have mental health counselors on campus. We have a food pantry, a clothing room. We also give away gas cards to assist students. So we've got a lot of great things happening on the campus.
Now, there's someone watching or listening right now to the Educate Elevate podcast, maybe in the same position as you, maybe think they can't afford to go to a college or an HBCU. Tell them what they need to know today to understand that they can do it too.
Yeah, you can do it. You can be educated and graduate with little to no debt. That's one of the things that we push, affordability. We have students that graduate with little to no debt. There are several scholarships that we offer, several grants. Our financial aid team finds scholarships that they find as well. So you can definitely do it. Just believe in yourself like a map. Set that destination and follow through. You can do it.
We are here with James, who comes here to Sacramento City College. How you doing?
I'm doing pretty good. How are you?
Pretty good. So tell us about your story.
So ever since I was young, my dad, he worked with a nonprofit helping people in the community. And then he also helped as a counselor to schools around the area in East Paul also. And so ever since then, I've always knew I wanted to help people. I discovered social work. I've always wanted, so then ever since I found that, I want to be a social worker. But to do that, I need a master's degree. And to do that, I got to go to school. And Sac City was the local community college. So I thought I'd save some money, get my GPA up, and then transfer to a 4-year.
And here you are today at the HBCU Caravan. You obviously want to transfer to an HBCU. Tell me about that.
This past summer, I had the blessing to be able to go and check out Morgan State. And it was unlike any campus I've ever stepped on. The aura around it, the community, it all just felt so like I belonged. It felt like family, felt like home, something I couldn't really describe, to be honest, in the moment. I just felt really overwhelmed, but in a good way, if that makes sense, seeing all the history behind it. And so ever since, I knew I wanted to go to HBCU.
We get a number of people that listen and watch this podcast that feel that they can't get to where you are and where you are going. Give them some advice on kids that may not believe that they can get to where you are.
You know, I used to believe that I wasn't going to be able to make it to college either. You know, some family stuff happened. Senior year of high school, stopped going to class, stopped going to school. I guess not to get too personal, but I lost somebody in my family. And so it was hard for me to go to school and to focus. I just kept on having to remind myself that at some point, I can't just live like this my whole life. My family member wouldn't have wanted me to live no life, be a bum, with no education. He would have wanted me to go out and do better the world. Obviously, social work was what seemed to be calling me. And so that's why I pursued my higher education. So I just believe that no matter what instance you're in, if you have the will to do it, if you have a dream, you just need to pursue that with all your will, all your might.
We are the painters of our world. We are creators. We decide what goes.
Here's another live performance on the Educate.Elevate podcast. Enjoy.
My name is Paris Evans, and I'll be playing an original called Don't Trip.
I'd like to offer a very special thanks to everyone we spoke with and everyone who put in such hard work to bring the HBCU Caravan to campuses across the state. Understanding the possibilities that HBCUs offer and the direct pathways available to our community college students to help them get there is so important. Too many of us have grown up thinking that higher education was out of reach, and going to an HBCU seemed too difficult. But clearly, not only is it possible, the opportunity is right here in front of you. Now, if you want to learn more about California Community College's Guaranteed Transfer Program to HBCUs, and other colleges and universities as well, but you missed out on attending one of the HBCU Caravan events in your area, we've got you covered. Just go to ICanGoToCollege.com. From there, click on Black and African American Student Success, and you'll get a ton of great info on the Guaranteed Transfer Program, financial aid opportunities, additional support services, and much more. That's ICanGoToCollege.com. Until next time, take care of yourself. And remember, when you know where to start, nothing is impossible, because to educate is to elevate.
We are the painters of our world.